Hello everyone, my name is Rain B. Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. While we patiently await the return of Chicago Fire, here are a few theories for Season 12. A potentially revolutionary idea. Popular former paramedic turned fireman Gabby Dawson is back. Is there any chance of Gabby Dawson's return to Chicago Fire? Take a look at this potential outcome involving Monica Raymond's possible return to the role. The proposal from Matthew Casey, Jess Spencer, to Sylvie Brett, Cara Kilmer, in Season 11 of Chicago Fire was one of the biggest surprises of the year. Whether she will accept or decline is still a mystery. We all know the pair has had trouble in the past with long distance, but their desire to be together is undeniable. But Gabby Dawson's possible return years later may completely derail whatever engagement preparations they may have made. In the first season, Dawson worked as a paramedic for Ambulance 61. She later switched to firefighting. Dawson always had high hopes for his future with Casey, but he was already committed to someone else. It took some time, and the untimely death of his fiancée at the end of Season 1. But they eventually got together, got married, and discussed having children. Then, the tide turned completely. Chicago Fire star Monica Raymond opted to quit the show at the end of Season 6. Instead of killing her off, the writers sent Dawson from Chicago to Puerto Rico to serve the hurricane victims there. Because everyone expected her to come back, Dawson left with little fanfare. Though she did return for an episode, her primary motivation was to wrap up her storyline with Casey. They were deeply in love with one another, yet they had just grown apart. The two of them had chemistry, and Dawson saw it, so she believed it was safe to let Casey give her heart to Brett. The choice to leave the show was deeply personal for Monica Raymond. All 3 of the One Chicago shows are filmed in the Windy City. It's convenient for many cast members to reside there, but Raymond made the decision to stop doing so. The writers weren't manipulating the story by forcing the pair apart like they did with Otis and Leslie Shea's deaths. Severide's brief departure in Season 11 and Matthew Casey's potential full-time return in the future make this a good opportunity to bring Dawson back into the fold. What might occur is detailed below. Is there any chance of Gabby Dawson's return to Chicago Fire? Soaps.com This Week in Soaps. April 5th through April 9th, 2021, is there any chance of Gabby Dawson's return to Chicago Fire? There are currently no plans for Gabby Dawson to return to Chicago Fire. Given the circumstances of her departure, it is certainly possible to win Dawson back. The writers would find a way to bring Raymond back into the plot if she decided it was time to do so. It's even possible that she'll return for a guest spot here and there, as Spencer did in Season 11. So what may her comeback at Firehouse 51 mean? Casey's proposal to Brett could be jeopardized by Dawson's return. Friendship between Dawson and Brett ran deep. Because of her close friendship with Dawson, Brett was first self-conscious about her growing affections for Casey, who was dating Dawson's ex. Even though Dawson has made it plain that she wants Brett and Casey to be happy, they may decide to slow the relationship progress out of deference to her. Even Dawson's regret at abandoning Casey would be on display. Is it possible that, despite the fact that it would cause her former closest buddy at the firehouse to suffer, she would still try to get her ex-husband back? Even if Dawson doesn't want Casey back, the fact that Brett may notice the indicators that she does could increase the tension between them. Time and again, we've seen how the hostility amongst the Firehouse 51 cast members spreads to the rest of the cast and crew. If Dawson went back to Firehouse 51, she'd probably end up in Truck 81, where there may be some tensions. Truck Lieutenant Stella Kidd has been promoted. Kidd's promotion to lieutenant could alter the dynamic between her and Dawson, who she had considered a close friend. Kidd's interpersonal dynamics may not have changed as a result of her promotion, but Dawson may have to adjust to reporting to a new boss. While Dawson has never been the jealous type, she may change her tune now that she realizes her firefighting career will likely never advance because of her decision to quit. Dawson's return to Truck 81 is further evidence that a vacancy exists. That would be bad news for Mouch, Christian Stolt, who was shot in the season 11 finale and was last seen flatlining in the hospital. The group would have to mourn Mouch's passing, and Dawson would feel remorseful about returning to the squad under such trying circumstances. As an added complication, Dawson's previous work required her to go to disaster areas to provide aid. That may prompt suggestions for improvement that conflict with the way Firehouse 51 currently operates. It wasn't uncommon for Dawson to clash with authority figures like Chief Bowden, Eamon Walker. Sometimes they would clash because Dawson would insist that her way of doing things was correct even though it broke the rules. As she continues to operate like she did in the disaster zones, that is clearly becoming an issue. We don't need another loose cannon because Blake Gallo, Alberto Rosen, is one already. Dawson's return would be greatly welcomed by everyone at Firehouse 51, but it would also dramatically alter the show's current dynamic. Dawson's desire to return to paramedic work may cause Violet Makami's, Hanako Greensmith, job security to feel in jeopardy. People on Truck 81 may also find it difficult to adjust to her return if she is too stubborn to compromise on her plans. The adjustment period would be lengthy, since Monica Raymond has showed little interest in having Gabby Dawson back on Chicago Fire, and since Dawson is now filming Star's crime drama Hightown. It seems unlikely that Dawson will return to the show. It's interesting to speculate about possible outcomes, though. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel and stay with us.